Hello, and welcome to the Reluctant EV Owner YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to cover my first experience of using a Tesla Supercharger. It's actually the first time I've charged the car anywhere other than at my father's house. I thought it would be nice for us to go away to the Lake District for a few days. So I did my research, worked out how far it needed to go, and found a good charging supercharger at Reghead, which is just off the M6. As we'd be coming across the A66, it was an ideal place to stop en route, and I know there's a good cafe there, so we could also get something to eat. I put the journey into the Tesla, and it worked out that it was going to be at the supercharger spot. So sure enough, about 40 minutes before we arrived, the preconditioning message came up, and it was preparing the battery so that it could charge as quickly as possible when we arrived at the supercharger at Reghead. All well and good. We've navigated to exactly where the superchargers are, and I pulled into the first available spot. I didn't pay any close attention to the spaces, the parking spaces, and it was only later when I was reviewing that I noticed that there was kind of some white chevron-y guides around the one that I'd actually pulled into. But literally, it was just the first one. I saw the position of the superchargers and worked out quite quickly that I needed to drive in forward so that my charge port was close to the charging station. So I parked the car central in the white lines, in the space, got out and went round to the supercharger, took the cable off, all very simple, and then tried to put the connector into the car. And it was at that point that I realized that the lead wasn't long enough to reach the car across the little white chevron space. So this seemed like a really, really bad design. Anyway, I might put the cable back, then I'll get back into the car, reverse it, reposition it a bit so that I'm now slightly over the chevron white lines in order for the cable to reach the car. Given this is a dedicated Tesla place and the charge ports on Teslas are always in the same place, then I did find that kind of a odd design. Some would say possibly a design fault, but looking around at the other bays that were available, the parking spaces, none of those had those chevrons. So I think possibly I just picked a bad spot, and I don't know what those chevrons are for. Maybe it's for people with children or mobility difficulties. I don't know. I didn't see any signage. I haven't really researched it, but anyway, parking central in that spot meant the cable wasn't long enough to plug in, so I had to park over the chevron lines in order to get plugged in, and then everything worked. I had about 63% charge left, and I was intending originally to set it back to 80% or just leave it until I'd finished eating. But I plugged it in, then walked to the cafe, which is quite a long walk. It's probably a good 3 or 4 minutes for me. My father took a bit longer because he has difficulty walking. He walks with a stick. But anyway, we went, quick comfort break, went to the cafe, ordered something to eat, sat at the table waiting for food to arrive. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but there are congestion fees on the Tesla Superchargers. So if it is busy and you go to more than 80%, then there is an additional charge, which can be as much as 50p a minute, I think is pretty standard. I didn't know that at the time, I'd say, so I'd gone in just expecting, I'll just leave the car there until it's charged. At this point, I really didn't have any idea how long that would take. So I was sat at the table, checking my app, seeing the charge rate and when it was going to be ready, and realised that it actually hit 80%, and we hadn't even got our food yet. So I thought, what's the etiquette here? Do I just leave it in that bay, or could I actually move it around to another non-charging bay in the car park? And I decided that actually, as I haven't got the food yet, I don't know how long I'm going to be, so I went back to the car, unplugged it, and then moved the car around to a regular parking space, as close as I could get to the door so that Dad didn't have to walk all the way back to the Tesla Supercharger, especially as part of it is up a hill and he's not very good at getting up hills. So if I hadn't been thinking, oh, I'll bring it closer for Dad, then I may have just left it all plugged in, and then finished my food before moving it, which probably would have landed me with quite a large bill. I'm fairly sure we're there for at least another half an hour, 40 minutes to eat our food, nice and leisurely. We weren't in a hurry to get to our accommodation because we couldn't check in till later in the afternoon anyway, so we just had a leisurely lunch. The charge session lasted 17 minutes, it added 17.58 kilowatt hour, and it cost a grand total of £7.91. So as I'm typically averaging 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, then it was working out just under 13p per mile, which is pretty good because had I done the journey in my diesel car, then I would have been looking closer to 25p per mile. Anyway, that was my first experience of a Tesla Supercharger. It was very simple to use. I've learned a few lessons in terms of where to park and the fact that I really need to go back to the car when it does get to the 80%, especially if it's busy. I don't really understand exactly what the terms and conditions are, what constitutes busy in terms of the supercharger congestion fee. So I'll just try and avoid that altogether. And the pricing was very competitive. So yeah, in the future, more than happy to use Tesla Superchargers. And in fact, since that first one, I have used another couple. And again, those have been pretty painless. Overall, I'm really happy with the Tesla Supercharger network. It's really easy to use, especially for a Tesla car where you literally just plug it in and everything is done for you. The speeds achieved seem reasonable and the prices are very competitive. So I'm going to be using the Tesla Supercharger network in the future. Thank you for watching this video. This is the Reluctant EV Owner. Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please add some comments. Until next time, thank you.